Hey beauties, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, hello. Please do not forget to subscribe and check out more of my videos and stay tuned with me on my socials. So this is just part 2 of how I make my wig, and if you want to see more, then please keep watching. A good tip for beginners making a wig is to make sure that the lines on the wig cap is aligned with the mannequin head lines, so that whenever you place your closure, it'll be aligned and or centered. Like I mentioned in part 1 of my wig series, this is a free part closure, so I'm going to treat it like a frontal and move the closure a little bit past the wig cap. So I didn't put it directly with the wig cap, I put it a little bit over it. And I'm just going to use my T-pins and align my closure with the lines on the wig cap so that I can make sure it's centered. Now to sew the closure, I'm going to take my needle and I'm going to sew the sides of my closure and go on top of the wig cap. Hopefully you guys can see exactly what I'm doing. I'm just going to take my needle and go on top of the wig cap. And I'm only going to do this close to where this elastic band is, like that little inch of elastic band that you see on the wig cap, that's what I'm going through. But when I get further down past that elastic cap, I'm gonna actually go through the cap. But you guys will see what I'm talking about. So I sped up the video just to save time, but I'm about to zoom in and show you guys exactly how I did it. I'm going to take my needle, sew my closure through the cap, separate the thread, and sew the needle through that thread. And that creates a knot, which will make the closure secure on the cap. And I'm just going to do that all throughout my closure, but what I did for the first side is I cut off that leftover thread and I just created about 3 to 5 knots to make it very, very secure. And I just continue sewing the rest of the closure. Make it easier to sew on your tracks. It'll be best if you use T-pins and attach it to your mannequin head. That way, as you're sewing, nothing will move and it'll stay in the place that you want it to be. I used 4 bundles of hair, so in order for me to get all 4 bundles in, I made sure that I didn't space it too much. And for the first bundle, I sewed most of it onto the elastic band. Not all of it, but just probably the first 2 tracks. When you're at the very edge of your wig, you want to make sure you sew through the track and then go through the wig cap. And the reason you want to sew through the track is so that when you flip your wig over, you won't have any spaces. It'll be there. If that makes sense. I continue sewing my tracks onto my wig cap in a U-shaped form, and when I get to about the middle of my head, I'm going to stop going in a U-shaped form and I'm going to change the way I sew my wig, so just stay tuned for that. I did use the flip over method for most of my tracks. I only cut it towards the very top. Hopefully you guys can get a glimpse of how I'm doing it by just paying attention. I can't really explain exactly how I did the flip over method, but I did try my best to show it in this video. FYI, if you do want to make a knot with your thread, just wrap it around your finger, rub it, and then pull a little bit, and you should have a knot. Alrighty, so now we're towards the middle of the wig cap. So instead of me continuing to sew my tracks on in a U-shaped form, because clearly there's not enough space right there for me to keep going, so I'm going to change the way I sew it by going straight across the wig cap. Even though I'm sewing my tracks straight across, I'm still making sure I'm using the flip over method because I do not want to cut my tracks. I only cut my tracks towards the front, and I will show that part. So I decided to cut my tracks, and the leftover is what I used to fill in the rest of the space of the wig. Remember, when you're first starting with a new track, always go through the track first before you start sewing, because that will ensure that your tracks stay in place. When you don't have that much space left, then you can go ahead and sew your tracks through your closure so everything can be in place. Once you're done making your wig, you're going to cut off the wig cap that is underneath the closure. Make sure you're cutting around the closure, because if you cut too close to the thread, the whole thing is just going to fall apart. I loved the way this wig turned out. I was truly happy with it. This is my second time making a wig, so if I can do it, you can do it too. Please, please, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and thank you guys so much for your love and support. Yeah, I'll see you guys in my next video. Mwah.